Morgan silver dollar update from the coin shop, my friends. We're going to let you know what these folks decided to do. I'm going to give you more insight on this older gentleman as well in this video. We're going to talk about Pimbex, about the Morgan dollars as well. We got a lot to talk about. Help me out with the thumbs up. Please share this video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Remember, we do giveaways on this channel. You don't want to miss the big giveaway at 10,000 subscribers. I know we're a little bit off, but we're going to get there eventually. Help me out if you're not yet subscribed. Come join the channel. Come join Stop the Melt campaign. Let's get into it right now. Talked about this for about a week now. About this silver Morgan dollar lot we got in. So we got down to 23 coins, potential grading coins. We are going to send in 16 of these coins. The other shop bought the other ones. We made a little bit of money off the ones we got from the shop. We're going to send in 16 of these coins. So we're going to wait and see what they come back as. We're not paid out yet. We had the other shop involved, very involved with this. We're trying to debate back and forth. Should these other coins be sent in grading? Some of us said yes, some of us said no. But it's really, at the end of the day, what the people wanted for us to do with these coins. And she kind of flipped out at us because we couldn't agree on some of these coins should be graded. I'm like, look, this is all opinionated. When it comes to grading coins, or even after somebody grades coins, like NGC, for an example, could be it could be, coin shops may not even pay up on that grade. They might knock a grade down. It's not they're trying to rip people off. But really, if it's encapsulated already, if it's graded already, that should be the grade that you get. Now, if it starts getting toning, milk spot in the case, then it's going to take off away from that grading. In my opinion, yes, it's capitalized that way. They didn't have milk spots on it. It does happen over time. It can even happen with graded coins on the newest coins that they're minting now. I've seen it time and time again. This one's pretty in good shape. This one's still in MS70. No milk spots on this one. But again, it can happen over time, my friends. So we're going to wait and see what these coins come back as. We sent them off. They paid us out the money for it. They're going to get shipped out tomorrow. So we can probably hoping to get them around Christmas time. Maybe around after the first of the year. That is what we're hoping for. They're not going too far from here. So that's all I'm going to say about that. We're in NGC's in Sarasota, Florida. We're in Florida. So they're not too far away from us at all. With us being in the same state. I'll put it that way. So we just have to wait and see what these come back as. And we'll go from there. So the old man, he's 101 years old. Like I reported, this guy is very upbeat. Really don't seem to have too many medical problems at his age. He don't need a cane, don't need a walker, don't need a wheelchair. He walks just fine. And the granddaughter was kind of, I don't want to say complaining towards him. And so he overheard us say we got to go through some silver quarters after this so we can stop processing some silver quarters. He says, can I sit here and watch? And the daughter says, we don't have time for that. And I said, well, what are you guys going to do? She says, well, we got to go grocery shopping. So why don't you leave him here for a couple of hours? You go grocery shopping. Let him have some fun. Well, what happens if something happens? Let's give us your cell phone number then. You have a cell phone? Well, yeah. Give us your cell. If something happens, we will let you know. So we're here talking to this guy. And he says, I see you guys got some older guys up there playing games. He says, can I come in and play some games too? I says, yeah. You know, the owner said, yeah. I said, yeah. The crew said, yeah, come on in. So we talked to the granddaughter about that. He's going to start coming in with the older guys. He acts just like these other guys. So they're going to get along great. You know, it says, you want to drop him off for a couple hours in the morning? That is fine. We have donuts. We have coffee. She's, okay, that sounds good, mate. That'll give me some errands, some time to... She calmed down. Okay? Sisters, we're not trying to get an old daycare here. We're just trying to help people out. Well, he's out there flipping the quarters around, looking at them. He's having a time of his life. I decided to come home and shoot this video for you all. So, you know, he's very upbeat. It's surprising for his age. And he's going to start coming in playing the games with the older guys that also come in. So he's very happy about that. He says after she left, after the $1,000 left, he says, I can get away from her for a little while. She just likes to complain and moan and complain and moan some more. He said a little bit more chooseful words, but I'm going to leave that off the table for the video. You can only assume what he said. I'll put it that way. Check out channel sponsor Pimbex, my friends. They still got extra fine Morgan dollars in stock. Extra fine from 1978 to 1904s. What a great way to get some people in your lives involved with silver this year for the holiday season. Don't wait till the last minute to place your orders, because they may not be in time for Christmas. Get the orders in now if you're able to afford to pull the trigger on any type of silver, gold, or platinum now. Wouldn't wait. I do not know when UPS or the Postal Service or FedEx cutoff dates are yet. I've not seen that. If anybody knows, put it in the comment section below. When the last day ship guaranteed for Christmas delivery. We want to get as much silver and gold in people's hands. Educate more and more people about silver and gold on this channel. I can't do it alone. I need your help with the thumbs up. That really helps the videos get out there. So we're going to go through the quarters now. That's the next process. We are having more gold come in on Tuesday at the shop. 10th ounce gold is selling like hotcakes. Morgan silver dollars or peace dollars are selling like hotcakes. 90% silver. Also are not another hot seller right now. Some things are not hot sellers right now. Anything over a 10 ounce silver bar at the shop that I work for, they're not moving. Kilos, 100 ounce bars, they're moving, but they're not a hot seller right now. I'm just being honest here. I'm not saying don't go buy a 100 ounce bar. I'm not saying don't go buy a kilo bar. I'm not saying that. They're just, for what I'm seeing right now. Now, this could change next week. This could change in 2 weeks. This could change whenever. From what my standpoint is right now. Those are the two desirable right now. They move, but they move slower. All right? I just want to make very transparent about that. We're still buying them back. If people come bring them in, we're still buying them back. Because we're actually low inventory right now on them. And we want some more inventory if people are choosing to sell the kilo bars or the 100 ounce silver bars to us. We have not turned too many things away at all. If we have to turn stuff away, it's because we got too much. But this right now, we really don't have, well, I can say we have too much 90 right now, but it always sells. We got no problem selling 90. So with that being said, we're still buying that 90. We're looking for war nickels. We're looking for more 40% silver halves. Even though we don't need 40% silver halves in the shop right now, our owner loves them. For whatever reason, I love them too. I got a pile of them too. You folks seen it. I got over almost 1,500 coins of the 40% silver. But I got a lot of these when they were a lot cheaper and people were making fun of me saying, why are you stacking 40%? They're nothing but junk. Well, look at the price now. I'm happy when I got them. And when silver goes to $100 an ounce, people are going to wish they have some of these 40% silver. They're going to wish they had more 90% silver. They're going to wish they're going to have more silver in dollar terms. We can get into this dollar term thing again. Remember, count your money in ounces. Don't worry about this. I need to make that very transparent. This is losing value. And some people still don't concept that this is losing value. Silver, don't worry about silver and gold from day to day trading, week to week trading. You really got to look at the past month, past couple months, past year. We've done very well this year with silver, gold, platinum, even copper. We've done very, very well this year with all the precious metals out there. So why are we worried about the price in dollars? You got to start thinking, what can I get with my silver, gold, platinum, copper with? What can I trade for? Those days are coming. People laugh at that. Well, when that day comes, I'm going to be very well supplied with my stack. And I hope people are starting to build a little bit more. I know it's tough, especially for the new stackers out there. You know, I hear it time and time again. I'm never going to get where I want to be. Yeah, you will. It just takes time to stack. And I need to re-emphasize that with the new stackers out there. It does take time. It's not overnight. And I hope people realize that. Please, to my older stackers out there who's been stacking for over 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, you folks know it does not come overnight. You folks know that. You've seen enough YouTube videos that full stacks. And I'm sure some of you have said, because I know I've said it, I'm never going to get there. I'm never going to get there where this person's at. Maybe you won't get there where they're at. But if you keep doing it consistently, every paycheck, a little something, and it's okay. I've said this before. There's some people that can't afford it every single paycheck. You know, there's some people that I deal with that come in by a few silver dimes, a few silver coins. I've repeated this over and over again. But once people start learning, you know, they get a tube, right? They get a tube, and once they start filling up a tube up, they realize how fast it grows. You know, they realize, they come back in a couple months, I got my whole tube full in 3 months of silver dimes. Okay, congratulations. It does stack up. So you just have to be patient. Just have to be patient and keep getting it as you can. You know, you don't have to buy full tubes of everything all at the same time. Don't have to buy a full tube of silver eels at one time. I know a person, he's trying to finish off a guardhouse box of silver quarters. And he says, I'm taking a break for a while. I told this guy, I said, Joe, I said, this is the way to do it. I said, if you can only afford 20 at a time, get 20 in a tube. He said, then I got to fill up the tube. Well, yeah, no kidding. But I said, you don't have to do it all at one time. You know, and he stopped and realized that. And he says, I got 5 tubes left. And this is when he was at like 9 tubes left. He's been buying 20 silver quarters at a time because that's what he can afford to do right now. He says, I got taxes coming up. I got to worry about the holiday season. I got to give my kids some money. Well, do it as you can. It's not a rush. It's not trying to win a race here. It's just putting extra this away that's losing value into something that's tangible asset. And yes, we got to stop the mill. Even though the smelters are not taking any more in. They're still smelting, my friend, what they have for inventory left. Yes, they're still smelting. So these coin shops now have gotten creative. I've said it all along. Have flash sales, have sales. Let people know what you have in your shop. Either by email. Maybe a sign in the store. Flash sale. Today only. People will get on their cell phones and start texting people that they know. So-and-so coin shop has this on sale. Come down here today. Or you want me to pick it up for you? It happens all the time with us when we do a silent flash sale at the shop. People get right on their phones and start calling people or texting people saying we have XYZ. It just takes a little bit of extra work to make a piece of paper up. Put it right in front of people's face, right there, right on the counter. Flash sale, today only. You move inventory this way. You just have to get creative. There's no need to melt down our history at all. Some people say there's plenty of 90% silver out there. Well, you're going to see, for the ones who say that, you're going to see very fast. And I don't know how fast you're going to see it. But when people start really waking up in this country, the United States of America, you're not going to be able to find 90% silver. It's going to be gone. Just like it was gone in 2023. And we had high premiums. The premiums are going to start coming back into play here. Don't get caught with that. You don't want high premiums with the high silver prices we have right now. And I don't want to call them high. They're really low. But with the prices now, you don't want another $9 to $10 premiums on 90% silver on top of the price now. We could see that. Get it as you can now why the price is a lot lower. Because there will be a time, mark my words, once again, we're going to see premiums shoot right up on this. Because everybody's going to want it. And a lot of people toss their nose at 90, at 40%, at 35% war nickels. I don't. I leave them in my war nickels, my little tub. I got a tub just like this. Maybe you guys seen it. This is not a tub. These are just coal and steel wheat pennies. Coals that I've gone through. And I'm not a big fan of the steel pennies. I don't like the calls. I don't give away calls in the rolls I sell. Nothing like that. I do a very good job of separating these pennies. So I'm being honest with when I sell my pennies. So I got a bucket like that. Not full with war nickels. But that's where I keep them. In a container like that. And I'm still stacking them. When I see a deal online, I buy them. I go through nickel rolls. When I find one, I throw it in there. Look, there's ways to stack. There are cheap ways to stack. Going through nickel rolls, going through penny rolls, going through dime rolls, $half rolls. Yes, you can still find 40 and 90% silver in $half rolls, my friends. A lot of people are starting to do it, and it's starting to get less and less and less out there. So, free silver is hard to find. Be sure if you have a Coinstar in your local Walmart, in your local supermarkets, wherever your local Coinstar machine is, check the reject button, the bin, not the button, the bin, where the rejects come out. Because sometimes you can find silver in those. They reject those. Coinstar rejects them. They don't weigh common date coins. Be sure to check the reject bins when you're walking past it, because you never know what you're going to find in there. You can find silver in there. Just be warned about that. I've heard stories of people, I've seen stories of people dumping 90% silver coins. Someone's passed on, and someone else says, the machine, it keeps rejecting them, and someone says, these are silver, take these to a coin shop. Some people just don't know. This is why I'm so adamant. If you're going to leave it, your stack, to someone after you pass on, do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. You don't want someone else getting ripped off for one. For taking to a coin shop, in a coin shop or pawn shop, may get the sense this person don't know what he or she has and pay a lot lower. Don't let your friends, your relatives, if you're gonna pass it on after you pass on, leave them a note. Tell them in advance. I get it. Some people don't want to say nothing to their family that they're leaving them in this. Then how are they supposed to know? Okay, how are they supposed to know what they have? I've seen times where our bank has sent people to the coin shop. And people bring in silver coins in rolls. And they can see they're silver because they got Franklin's, Walkings on the $half rolls. And people at this bank tell them, these are silver. These are worth more than face value. There's a lot of people don't understand the value of silver coinage. So please, my friends, I don't have a problem with you passing it down after you pass on. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But please, do one or two things. Let them know ahead of time. Or have some kind of spreadsheet where you keep your silver and gold. And let people know that way. Yes, it's a pain in the rear end to keep updating that spreadsheet. But you don't have to do it every single month. You can do it every quarter. At least you get close. 4 times a year is not that difficult. If it's on the computer, you just change the numbers, an updated spreadsheet, and leave it with your coin so somebody will see that piece of paper. Even if you gotta put in, don't sell these until you read this information. Whatever it takes. You don't want someone to get ripped off, because somebody in your family may not really want the stuff. May not want real money for whatever reason. I've seen it too many times. People come in with cardboard boxes and they say, I know this is worth something, but I don't know how much. And I pretend I didn't hear that last line. I pretend I didn't hear, I don't know how much. You never want someone to go into a coin shop or a pawn shop and say, I know it's worth something, but I don't know how much. Some shops will take full advantage of that situation. Some pawn shops will take full advantage of that situation. Don't let it happen to your family. Let them know or leave a spreadsheet. Seen it too many times, my friends, and at least we're telling people what their stuff is worth. And please do these coin shops a favor as well. Break down your Morgans with your Morgans. Break down your piece dollars with the piece dollars. Break down generic rounds outside the coins. Seen too many times people come in with full tubes and everything's mixed. You got rounds, you got coins. It takes time to process this material that way. It takes time. It's even better for 90% silver to know what you have, for one. It's a little bit easy for us at the shop if people bring in from like 1940 to 1949s to decades. Put them by the decades. Or put them with Franklins by the decades. Put them by Walkings with the Walkings by the decades. That way the shop knows, they know what the key dates are. Learn what your key dates are. Pick up a copy of the red book or the blue book. Whatever you prefer. Some people prefer the blue book. That's more closer to, I guess, the gray sheet. The red book is more for the population out there. You can get both. But you can get a backdated one too on eBay for a lot cheaper than a brand new one. If anybody's looking for the brand new one, which will be the 2027. The 2026 is out already. That came out in April. The 2027 red book and blue books will be out sometime in early spring. Maybe even a little bit before spring. They're normally a year ahead of themselves. So, should you wait? No. If you want like a backdated one, a couple years ago, they're a little bit cheaper on eBay. Stuff like that. Get a used one. At least it's some kind of a guide. It's a guide. It's not exact price. It's a guide to help people know what their coins are worth. That's all I got, my friends. I'm trying to help people not get robbed. Okay? I've seen it too many times. And I'm trying to wake up more people to this. There's a lot of honest coin shops out there will do the right thing. There's a lot of honest pawn shops will do the right thing as well. But keep in mind with the pawn shops, depending on what state you live in, they gotta hold it for 30 days. Some states even do that with coin shops, depending on what state you live in. Know your local laws. Ask the questions in your local coin shop. Do you have to hold this for 30 days, or can you able to sell it right off the bat? But here in Florida, it's a weird one. Coin shops are able to not hold it anymore. They're able to flip it. But if it's a pawn shop here in the state of Florida, pawn shops are required to hold it for 30 days, which is total BS in my opinion. Total BS. Why does a pawn shop have to hold it for 30 days where a coin shop does not? It makes no sense. Makes no sense whatsoever. So know your local laws, your state laws. Sometimes if you live in a bigger city, they even have local city laws. Make sure you know, and make sure you know the guidelines how to sell in your local areas. If you folks have any questions for me, my email's in every single description of every single video. Reach out. I don't know everything. I do not know everybody's state law or local law. I want to make that very transparent. You're going to have to do that research on your own. Okay? You're going to have to do that on your own. But please, take this warning. Let people know what you have. Maybe you don't want to let them know. Leave a spreadsheet then, so your family members or friends don't get robbed. Please take this warning to heart. Coin Shop Chris is out.